I grew up in the mountains in Southern California. We had a black and white TV with one channel. We had Channel 4. And we did not get to watch TV very much. We were outside playing most of the time. Sunday nights was our evening of watching TV. Got all ready, get your babe, put your jammies on, and I watched Disney and Bonanza. And so I grew up watching Bonanza, which to me, I mean, if you look at an old Bonanza episode now, it's like so archaic, you know. It's just like, oh, Haas and all the family and the really handsome, you know, and I think it was Joe or whatever his name was. And then later when I moved, you know, we traveled Bonanza, right? Ponderosa. There's a Ponderosa right up by Lake Tahoe, and I always wondered if that was where they filmed it or whatever. But going back in those days, it was the easily, you know, the really not the big plot and just fun times. But that's what I grew up watching Bonanza. Thank you.
That was excellent. So I'll see if anyone else would like to speak on that topic. I'll give you a little bit to throw your hand up, and if not, looks like not, I'll ask another one. And then you can still pick which one you want to talk about. So I was thinking about, for some reason I was thinking about high school mascots this morning, and how some of them are just so strange. And I don't know, some of them are kind of boring, like bears. And the Marauders, I live not too far from that high school, and I think that's just a strange one. But if you were going to name a high school mascot, what would you name them, and why? Carl.
Thinking of
So
city.
the mascot I would come up with would be the good citizens. And the reason I would choose that is because I kind of agree the Marauders and some of these other names, it's a very niche market, like, you know, some of the local ones that we have here. It conjures up the image of piracy, or the Matadors. That's another famous one out here. And it's a little bit, you know, in this age of animal, we don't like animal cruelty too much. Of course, the Spanish bullfight is characterized by the dramatic killing of the bull, whereas the Portuguese leave it alive, which is kind of a footnote. But it's not really the way we identify ourselves as Californians. So I think since we're trying to, the purpose of education is at once to bring up the good citizens, we kind of could imbue that into the high school mascot. So, and I don't know what the good citizen little symbol would be, but I'm sure we could come up with one. So that's kind of where I'm at with it.
Thank you, Carl. We have, looks like 2 minutes. We could do one more. Is anyone liking either of the questions that I put before you? If not, it's looking like not. Okay, we could do another one. So on the group of names, I would like to hear your pet's name. Could be a current pet, could be a pet you grew up with, could be a pet that you dream about having that you haven't gotten yet. But what did or will you name him or her, and why? Story behind the name. Let's go. Let's go. 5, 4.
All right.
Hi, I have a dog named Mark. He's a greyhound, he's adopted, and I know it's a human name. Everyone always asks, what's your name of your dog? And whenever I tell them it's Mark, they're like, it sounds like a kid's name, or a grown adult, or an elderly male who's a grandfather. But Actually, he used to be a race dog, and his trainers used to call him Mark because we found out he loves to mark everything.
Right.
Trees, anything that anyone has ever been in. And originally his race name was Blizzard, Blyzzard. We thought, no, we can't keep that name. But we actually love the human name Mark, and we kept it with him because he just responds really well. And now whenever I think of Mark, name Mark, I think of his face.
Very good.